Well, welcome everybody to what I think is the happiest day of the year for Business Advisors of Cleveland. This is our Pinnacle Awards event where we celebrate the accomplishments of our clients and the role that our mentors have had in helping them achieve that success. It was just a really happy day, and if you don't feel good after this, it's your own fault. Just a couple words about BAC. First of all, my name is John McMillan. I'm honored to serve as the current president of Business Advisors of Cleveland. And Business Advisors of Cleveland exists to improve entrepreneurship, economic development, job creation in Northeast Ohio. Through the volunteer efforts of expert retired business executives, BAC provides free mentoring, coaching, and business advice to startups, small businesses, and nonprofits. So if you're new here or you're not sure who we are, that's what we do, and that's who we are. In 2023, BAC served over 100 new clients, and we've added 20 new clients this year. In addition, we have ongoing mentoring relationships with over 20 entrepreneurs. So it's a nice, vibrant, moving population. We're doing a lot of good in Northeast Ohio. And with that, I'll turn the mic over to Marty.
Well, hello and good afternoon. My name is Marty Kolb, and I am the chair of the BAC Awards Committee. And it is my great pleasure to greet you and kick off the awards program. And as John said, this awards program is the highlight of our year at Business Advisors of Cleveland. I want to extend a special welcome to our guests, clients, and members today. And please continue with this delicious lunch as we proceed with the program. So if you want to get up and get more or get some soup or whatever, please go ahead and do that. Since 1956, that's 68 years ago, Business Advisors of Cleveland has helped fuel Northeast Ohio's economic vitality by supporting emerging business leaders through free mentoring by retired expert business executives, many who are here today. Together, these BAC clients and our volunteers forge pathways to success. At BAC, our mission, our passion, our whole focus comes from helping entrepreneurs and small business leaders drive success and growth, fulfill unmet needs, and create job opportunities. And as I said, BAC services are free always, no charges ever. As you know, there are several good teams here in the city, the Guardians, the Cavaliers, and the Browns to start with, but none better than this BAC team. Look at the BAC results since 1956. More than 10,000 clients served, BAC members donating over 120,000 volunteer hours, helping to generate over 100 million additional revenues for these clients, and creating more than 1,500 new jobs. Earlier this year, the awards committee reviewed and evaluated over 130 clients from 2023 and 2022, and today we have chosen 3 very deserving, innovative, and market-leading business models to be recognized and commended by BAC. And these are, first, On the Road to Success Award winner Lawrence Chin Elbert, right over here, from Fit Spirit International Fitness, a rapidly growing physical training and fitness business located in Westlake, and helping clients develop a successful plan around healthy training for life. A client since 2019, the BA's counseling team members are Alan Porter, Scott Harrison, Dr. Perry Hahn, and Dr. David Mills. Second, On the Road to Success Award winners Ari Friedman and Stacy Siddle, a husband and wife team operating Awaken Bake Company. A little applause. Thank you. A fast-growing specialty bakery located in Hudson, but oh, so much more than just a local bakery, offering artisan breads, unique pastries, and tasty pizza. A client since 2020, the BAC counseling team members are Scott Harrison, John Kern, and Marty Kolb. And third, our BAC Chisholm Pinnacle Award winners, Siba and Kalu Bianvogu, a husband and wife team operating Kalu's Marketplace, specializing in African specialty foods located in Ohio City. This is a great story. Originally from Ghana, West Africa, Siba and Kalu, immigrating in 1985 and 2001 respectively, had a vision and a strong will when they came to BAC in 2017. But they had no financing, they had no experience, and they had no knowledge of the food business. Working with BAC counselors, and this is like the all-stars, John Nunari, Roger Vale, Tom Weil, George Frank, and Gene Strongberg, together with several outside groups, the Economic and Community Development Institute, St. Coleman Catholic Church, and First Federal of Lakewood. They set out to follow their dream and develop a successful food retail business specializing in African foods. I would be remiss if I did not add that this has been a true labor of love for everyone involved. There's nothing we do at BAC, nothing more important, nothing that excites us more, and nothing that provides greater satisfaction than helping our clients build productive and fruitful businesses. Our award recipients today are a true example of individuals building a compelling business advantage and making a substantial difference in their markets. We heartily applaud you for your efforts and dedication, and we are all most honored at Business Advisors of Cleveland to have played a role in your success and to recognize you today. Our client sponsors will make some short comments and introduce our award winners, and then you will hear directly from these esteemed clients. Please refer to the program guide and feel free to ask our award winners questions after their remarks. Alan, you want to start?
Thank you, Marty. This is a great venue, a great meal. I appreciate Scott's efforts to organize all this, and wonderful to have the guests here today. I think this is something that we should be glad to have people come and see just how wonderful our advisors are and how successful it's been, and I just hope that we continue to grow this in the years to come. So, Fit Spirit on the road to success. My relationship with Lawrence Chin Albert began years before I joined Business Advisors of Cleveland. We met in a Bible study and we had become part of an extended family, helping each other through life's projects and trials. On December 15th, 2022, by Zoom with our advisory team from Business Advisors of Cleveland, we comprised of Scott Harrison, Dr. David Miller, retired dentist, and Dr. Perry Hand, business professor at Tiffin College. This was the beginning of a new relationship that accelerated the growth and stability of our Fit Spirit International. Lawrence will give you his side of the story and how this new relationship with BAC changed his perspective about himself, his business, and his future. I'm going to give you a little bit of background on Lawrence that will show you how his character and life experience have contributed to his success. As a young boy in Trinidad, he was small for his age, and he was an easy mark for bullies. So he went to the karate gym and started practicing, developing fighting skills to defend himself and his siblings. He grew his fighting skills in the black belt level, winning many black belt competitions, and he became the Trinidad Tobago national champion karate fighter. He attended college and graduated when he was the youngest instructor for information technology. He wanted to, but business was his passion, not schoolroom teaching. He wanted to come to America. To get a visa, he had to overcome many bureaucratic red tape requirements from the American Embassy in Trinidad. This culminated in a meeting with the Deputy American Ambassador, who Lawrence presented his business plan. During their business meeting, Lawrence won the day with his charismatic nature and passion, so he was eventually granted a visa to the U.S. After arriving in the U.S., he worked his way from New York City to Cleveland, Avon Lake, pursuing a variety of business ventures, including rehabbing real estate and developing rental properties. In 2013, he moved Fitzspirit International from Avon Lake to Bradley Square, Westlake, to provide healthy exercise and personal training. By putting his goals in writing, which were to be more work and family balance with his wife Amanda and their 4 children, work on the business and not in the business, and put in place a detailed business plan for $1 million business. He has benefited from our advice as business advisors and that personal relationship that we have developed with him. Today, he has achieved another milestone to win the BAC Henry Chisholm Pinnacle Award on the road to success.
So I think Alan said it all, right? You made me a little emotional too. So I'm just going to read from here and then I'll tell you guys some of the stuff. So thank you so much for this prestigious award. I feel very humble getting this award. I would like to thank my God for blessing me with the skills and drive and an unending, relentless pursuit of success. I would like to thank my wife for putting up with me and all those long hours that I'm still working to provide a better life for my family and a better future for my daughters. I would also like to thank my advisors, Alan Porter, David Mills, Scott Harrison, Dr. Perry Han. You guys have helped me in so many different ways that I don't think I have enough time here to go through all of them. Scott Harrison, you have pushed me to be focused on proper financing and budgeting and marketing, smart purchase decision, and I thank you for your help in that. You were a little scary at first. But I realized that your approach was to drive the nail hard into the 2x4 that I call my head to be focused on proper financing and documentation. I did buy out the lease for my new truck. Sweet. All right, so I have no more leased vehicles. See, that's one of the things he wanted me to get rid of. I started this business in my basement after closing my real estate investment company that I lost in 2008, 9, and 10 with all the mess that was going on in the country. But so I segued into fitness because I helped a couple other companies while I was in my investment firm build their fitness business. I always liked fitness, you know. As Alan said, I was in martial arts when I was 9. I did dance and gymnastics. I became the undefeated black belt champion of Trinidad and Tobago and then the Caribbean. I was, a few years back, I was inducted into the martial arts, karate and kickboxing Hall of Fame. And I kind of like that one because that's the one that Bruce Lee is in. So that was kind of cool to see my name in the same line of greats. So I decided, well, you know what? I always like helping people. And so I started Fit Spirit Fitness. And my main mission for Fit Spirit is to help people who have tried 1,000 different ways to be healthy and failed. And my approach is to show them the simplest way of losing weight, which is you believing in yourself and finding someone who believes in you as well, and then to help you in the most natural way to lose weight and live a healthier lifestyle than going to all these products and diets that they market so well and make so much money, right? And then you have us who trying to tell you that you don't have to do that, all right? When I met Alan, Alan taught me something that changed my whole world, because I was going through some difficult times. And he said, Lawrence, to be successful, you have to do what you say you're going to do. You have to finish what you start. And you have to always be on time. Take those 3 orders, I said, that he gave me. And that is what I live my life by every day. I'm going to do what I'm saying I'm going to do. I'm going to finish what I start, and I'll always be on time. And part B of that is if you're not on time, please call and let them know that you're not going to be on time, which puts you on time. All right? That's one of the things that we do. So it was a struggle building the business. I mean, literally the business was started about 14 years ago. And started running really well about 12 years ago. I have my first client still comes to the studio. She's been with me for about 14 years. She was the first person who walked into my gym. She was there yesterday. And every time she trains with me, she will say, I'm not coming back. I don't like this place. I'll see you tomorrow. Because I always tell her things that she probably doesn't really want to hear. But the simplest way to lose weight, I'll share it with you guys now. It's not a big secret. It's frequency, quantity, and quality. I want you to eat 6 times a day. I want you to eat small meals 6 times a day. I want you to have 1 snack in between there. That's part of the 6 times. The quality of the food that you're eating and the quantity, I'll show you how to eat. When people come to me and they say, hey, Lawrence, we have to go on this big diet, I said, no. I will not tell you what to eat. I will only tell you what you like to eat, how much of it to eat, and when to eat it. And then we go from there. I've built the company now up to I have now a medical doctor working for us 2 days a week in our facility. I have a registered dietitian that you could talk to as well. We have a PT guy, and I'm EPT, which is exercise physical therapy. Growing up in Trinidad was pretty cool. My dad was a businessman, so I grew up, I went to the best schools, but I was a little guy, so they always used to pick on me, and that's why I wanted to defend myself and got into martial arts. But when I wanted to come to the United States, it was a really hard hurdle to get here. The U.S. Embassy job is to tell us no. Our job is to show them that, hey, we are worthy of coming to the United States. And I went to the embassy on a Monday. I'll make this really fast. They denied me Monday. They denied me Tuesday. They denied me Wednesday. They denied me Thursday. And I wrote a letter to George Bush on Thursday evening. I wrote a letter to him, realized that it was an election year and that he wouldn't get it. Clinton was the new president. So I wrote a letter to Sally Kowal, the U.S. ambassador of United States of America to Trinidad and Tobago. And my letter was, I guess, well written, because I am not a dignitary. I'm not the son of a politician, but they called my home 4 times. My mom wondered why the U.S. Embassy is calling the house. I told my mom, I was a little bit cocky. I told my mom, I went into the school when you sent me to school. I didn't go behind the school, and I wasn't playing, so I know how to write a letter, and I know what their job is here. They met with me. The ambassador couldn't meet with me at the time, so she put me in touch with a guy named Donald Cleveland. He was from Cleveland, Ohio, actually. We sat down. That was the first time that I saw a real white man, right? Most of the time I see guys on TV, but this guy was really big. He was like a linebacker. I mean, this guy was really cool, right? And make a long story short, he gave me my visa to come to the United States. He tracked me for 1 year, and a year to the day of giving me my visa, they called my home again, but my mom wasn't scared anymore. She knew that they wanted to just meet with me again to hear my story on what I did in the United States. And when I went back, they gave me another visa for 10 years. That's the most you could get. And then I moved here and went to school and did all that type of stuff. So one of the things I want to tell you guys here, with BAC is amazing. You know, I want to be one of you guys one day. I want to be one of the mentors one day. And they didn't charge me a dime to do this. All they did was just come and give me advice and showed me the way. You know, let me see, David Mills, Dr. Mills, right? Dr. Mills, when I met Dr. Mills, he was so caring and he understood that I wanted to come home, right? Because I worked so much. So we identified with that and he shared with me how to set up the plan so I could go home to my beautiful wife and kids and not just see them after a long day of work, you know, because success could be really heavy. You know, I have 120 something appointments a week and it's crazy. I'm working 72 hours. So now the new plan now is to work on the business and hire new people so I could get home. That's my new plan. And I'm going to do that. And I promise my wife every day, she doesn't see it because I'm still coming home late. But I promise her every day that it's going to happen. It's going to happen real soon. I think I have about 2 more minutes. So I just want to thank you guys for coming here today. BAC is amazing. I want to be one of you guys one day. And I would give back as much as I can to this organization anytime you ask. Thank you.
And a little paid advertisement. Robin doesn't know this, but she paid for the scones that are on the table today that happen to be made by Wake and Bake in Hudson. So please take those home, and when you have your afternoon espresso break, they are famous for the scones, and I think, Ari, that's one of your specialties, isn't it? So it's my distinct honor and pleasure to represent the Business Advisors of Cleveland counseling team of John Kern and Marty Kolb in presenting Stacy Siddle and Ari Friedman as BAC's 2024 On the Road to Success Award recipients. I can tell you, I absolutely love this organization in the fact that if you raise your hand often enough, you get the opportunity to meet and work with outstanding folks such as Stacy and Ari. It's been a very rewarding privilege. Stacy and Ari had initially approached Business Advisors back in 2021 to work with them on the purchase of a bakery on Chagrin Boulevard in Shaker Heights. They had a great resume, having honed their skills at both On the Rise Bakery, frequent flyer there, and Edwin's Bakery. Marty and team got them to the finish line of this acquisition. However, it fell through, as often happens. Right, my fellow banker? Yeah, see? Undaunted. They never gave up on their dream and continued to hone their skills at Edwin's. Another opportunity opened up with a listing of a bakery in Hudson in 2023. Who do you think they turned to? Business Advisors of Cleveland. Now, as I said, being a frequent flyer of bakeries, and due to the fact that our youngest child and her family live in Hudson, I was really familiar with Great Lakes baking, so I quickly raised my hand to be on this team. During our first session on April 12th last year, they came to BAC with 3 specific asks. Help them in valuing the business, assistance with development and review of spreadsheet projections, and advice on negotiating the purchase price. We jumped in, helped them with the aforementioned asks. We also assisted in formulating a loan package to Huntington, to submit to a local bank that we felt would deliver what we were seeking. A package, enough cushion in there to make sure they could get through the first year okay. As I recall, Ari, looking back at my notes, I may have even tried to dissuade you from branching out into the pizza business. Ari, how's the pizza business doing, by the way? I'm sorry? Yeah, shows you what I know. Every time I'm in there, people are asking about their pizza. So these guys negotiated really hard, concluded the sale, secured a beautiful loan package. Huntington bid on everything we asked, and opened their dream. And within a short time, they became a true Hudson success story. You see, Hudson, if you don't know it, is a very tight, closely knit community. So when the social media word hits the airwaves, game on. I think a recent Facebook post helps sum it up. This is the quote. I quit going to the previous bakery establishment in that location because the owner was simply rude. In my humble opinion, her customer service skills were lackluster at best. These new folks are amazing. All capitals, 3 exclamation marks. I'm so thankful I have a local bakery to enjoy. Their baked goods are delicious. Check your table. And they're a joy to interact with. Welcome to the neighborhood. During our last meeting with them after lunch at their favorite Mexican restaurant, they took us back for a tour and to show off their new place. You thought these first two were emotional? As we were departing, I looked at Ari and Stacy and simply shared how proud we were of them. When I saw the tears forming in Ari's eyes, I knew we had succeeded in helping them to fulfill their dream. Please welcome Stacy Siddle and Ari Friedman, Awake and Bake.
Scott, thank you so very much. I really appreciate you. I guess first I'd like to say thank you to Stacy, my wife here, because without her, I don't think I could have or would have done this. Open a bakery and wake up at 3:30 every morning, 7 days a week. Well, we did it, and we did it with the help of the Business Advisors of Cleveland. And so I was introduced to them in my former career. I was a musician, and I was playing this gig in Sugar and Falls, and in front of me was Bob and Mimi Bathgate there, and we had a wonderful interaction, chit-chatting and whatnot, and I gave Bob a card, and he called me for a gig, and so I was doing what, like a fundraiser, I think it was, right? A fundraiser of some sort. And so, to be fair, I went back to Business Advisors of Cleveland to say, hey, can you help me with my music career? Because, well, that's what you guys do. And they told me to keep my day job. And so I did. So I actually did have a pretty successful music career up until the pandemic happened. And so it was back to baking. And so during COVID, we did try and buy Lucy's Hungarian Bakery, and it was very close, but it fell through, and I think we dodged a bullet, and for what they were asking and for everything else. And so, yeah, it fell through, and now we did sort of one last ditch effort to find a bakery, and looked online, and there was this bakery in Hudson, and it couldn't be a better location, couldn't be a better neighborhood, a better clientele. They are so appreciative of what we do that it makes waking up at 3:30 in the morning worth it. And so I don't know where John Kern is. No John Kern today? Not today.
Okay.
Okay. Well, okay.
He volunteers at Legal Aid on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I
he did
wanted
tell
to
me that,
thank
yeah.
John Kern for helping us in this endeavor.
Yeah.
Marty Kolb, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Amazing. You guys and Scott, thank you, thank you. And
you.
I know you all couldn't do it without Grace Ann, because she's the the cat herder, or whatever they call them, right? To make it happen, I mean, we were trying to do Zoom meetings, but we couldn't afford a fast enough internet, so we were literally just calling in, and you guys were awesome to make that happen for us. What am I missing, honey?
I don't think anything.
No, I think that's just about it. I had a whole bunch of bad jokes that I'm not even gonna give to you because we don't need that. But yeah, thanks guys. We couldn't have done it without you, and I really appreciate all of you. Thank you. You did it okay?
Wow, big crowd. Thanks everybody for coming. It's a big day, really big day for Business Advisors of Cleveland, and a really, truly exceptional and a long-awaited day for me to have Kolu and Seba here as the Pinnacle Award winner for Business Advisors of Cleveland. I'll have them up here in a minute, and they'll tell you a lot better things than I'll probably tell you now. But I wanted to give you a little bit of a preface of, the journey. And I was thinking about BAC and what we do, and we talk about my favorite expression is come with a goal and leave with a plan. But as I thought about a lot of those things, and even today more reinforced is this next thing I'm going to say, and that is we have people that come with a dream. They come with a dream. There's goals, but they come with a dream. And I think what you're hearing today is what we kind of help contribute to them fulfilling that dream. So that's really Business Advisors. What we do and what we have been able to accomplish is pretty amazing. And so I'm proud to be here, standing here doing that. So the more important thing is about our Pinnacle Award winners, Kolu and Seba. They had a dream that was going on for a long time, and Marty did a good job of summarizing that. Thank you, Marty, so I don't have to go over that. So I'll just start at kind of what I recall how we got started in this in 2017. So it's been a long journey, a long dream, and they're living the dream now, and they'll tell you all about that in a minute. The way I recall it happening is, we do our standard consulting, 3-team consulting, and I happen to be on that team. And Seba came in with Rebecca, and Rebecca just got here. Rebecca is a very busy person. Rebecca, could you stand up for a minute? Rebecca Pereira, thank you for coming. And Rebecca, at that time her last name was Mayhew. She was with ECDI, is that right? Yes. And she said, these people have a dream, but they need some help, and more help than we can give them at ECDI. And so she brought them into for a session with us. And I remember that session, vividly, and they went through and talked about their dream, which I thought was great. And then they explained to me where they were in that dream and what they had done, and I thought, wow, this is really outside of the scope of what we really do. It's come with a goal, leave with a plan, but this was I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but maybe Seba will tell you something about it, but where we were. So when we graded it and said, what are we going to do? I said, this is really outside the scope. So we said, no, we're not going to be able to help any further. Well, some people, like me, don't take no for an answer. So fortunately, Rebecca and Seba didn't take no for an answer in Kolu. So they scheduled another session. And they asked me to sit down on that one again. And I said, well, we've already made a decision, but whatever. So they brought him in, and they went through the whole thing again. And it sounded a little better, but it was still, pretty difficult to do, and it was outside the scope. It wasn't that we couldn't do it, it was just outside the scope. And Roger Vail, who's no longer with us, but really a legend here at Business Advisor Cleveland, he said, John, come on, we could do this. We could do it. I said, but it's outside the scope. He goes, come on, just give it a chance. He goes, we'll form a bigger team. We'll bring in Tom, and we'll bring in George, and all this other stuff. I said, okay, you guys are gonna have to help a lot. There's a lot to do here. And so So that was the start of it in 2017. And here we are today. Along the way, I got to meet many fantastic people from all walks of life. So I don't have the time to mention all of those people. But I've already talked about Rebecca, and she was through us thin and thin, through everything, thick and thin the whole time. Father Bob Begin is a real star from St. Coleman's. He adopted Kolu and Siva, and he wanted them to see him have their dream also. And he got very financially involved, as well as involved in moral support. And so we started with that, and we got pretty far along, but we ran out of something really important for a business to be successful. Like one of the most important things after the dream, and that's money. And we just didn't have enough money to finish what we needed. We needed quite a bit more money. So we made the rounds. I prepared all these beautiful things that I learned at Lubrizol, of all these documents, and went to see all these lenders, banks, institutions. And every one of them, I remember, was very polite, and they said, great job, it was fantastic, really enjoyed it. We'll get back with you the answer. And the answer for like 7 times was, remember the answer, Siba? No. So we still didn't quit. We said, we still got to make this happen, right? So we said, how do we do this? So we kind of came up with an idea, and I spoke with Father Bob, and I said, you're going to have to probably take some kind of financial interest if you really want this to happen. And he thought about it and said, I can't do that right now, but in about 3 months I might be able to do that. And he had to redo some things. I'm not going to get into all the details, but Tom Frazier here, I think, knows all the details intimately from First Federal of Lakewood. And Tom and I had a conversation, Father Bob and him had a conversation. We talked about what it would take, how we'd have to do it, and how you could present it. Is that about right, Tom? Or?
About right.
Okay. And anyway, we finally got to yes. And so with that, I want to congratulate Kolu and Siba on winning the Ultimate Award here at Business Advisors Cleveland. It's been great knowing you. They're personal friends with my wife, Kathy, and I also want to thank Kathy for everything she's done to support all this crazy stuff that I do. But anyway, if you, Kolu and Siba, please come up and tell us your story.
Oh, okay. Let me start. I'm reading from my prepared speech. You'll bear with me. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is a privilege to receive the 2024 Herring Chisholm Pinnacle Award today. And we are very, very grateful for this award. This recognition is special to Kolu African market. Our objective since opening in Ohio City has been to serve the African, the Caribbean, and local community by bringing culture and cuisine together. Today, I will honor everyone's hard work, devotion, and passion on our path. I want to thank Ms. Rebecca Pereira, our foundation builder, our eagles. She could see far away things that we could not see. Okay. I want to thank Ms. Rebecca Pereira, our project coordinator from the Economic Community Development Institute, ECDI, for her unwavering support and for connecting us with incredible team at Business Advisor of Cleveland. Without this connection, our vision might have been remain just that, a vision. Thanks to Ms. Nikki Evans, former Executive Director of Business Advisor of Cleveland, for accepting Ms. Rebecca's request to assist by introducing us to Business Advisors members. The guidance and mentorship we received from Business Advisor of Cleveland were instrumental in turning our dream into a successful reality. Thank you, Business Advisor of Cleveland member volunteers, for mentoring Northeast Ohio future business leaders. Your effort always provided free of charge to your client make a profound difference. I would also like to remember the late Father Bob, Father Robert T. Begin, Roger Vales, Tom Vale, cherished members of our group who are no longer with us. Their contributions were invaluable, and their legacy continues to inspire us. Special thanks goes out to present member of Business Advisor of Cleveland, Mr. John Joseph Nunari, and his wife.
Kathy.
A strong man has the backup of a woman. So, Martin Cobb, George Frank, and a special thanks to Mr. Tom J. Fraser, President and Executive Officer of First Mutual Holding Corporation, for facilitating the financing of the market. Thank you, Mr. Tom. Your contributions are etched in our success story. Your belief in us and continued support have been pivotal in our journey. My sincere thanks and appreciation to my wife, Kolu, and, and our children and our grandchildren that are now here with us right now, for their tireless hard work and support. Furthermore, thank you to everyone who gathered here today for joining us in this celebration. Your presence, your support mean the world to us. Let us continue to work together to foster entrepreneurship and build a strong and more vibrant community. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mama. Okay. So,
Yeah, sure. Anybody have any questions for Kolu or Siba?
Well, the other winners too.
Yeah, the other winners too. Yeah. Rebecca.
I'd just like to ask you to describe the building that I stood beside the first time I visited it, if you can recall. I think it was in 2015.
Yeah, repeat the question. I don't know if everybody heard.
okay. She would like to know the state of the building when she first got there for the first time. It was not, it has the name of a building, but it was not. When we first saw the building, and my wife and I, when walking, it was terrible. It was.
No.
Yes, it was terrible. The roof are caving. I went in the basement with the real estate agent that was in charge to sell the building. We look at it. Then I was down there looking around the building, and he came back to Kolu. He and Kolu started talking, and he asked Kolu. He said, Kolu, let me ask you a question. Do you like this building? Kolu said, yes, I like the building, but I can't afford this building. He came back with the same question. He said, but my question to you is, do you like the building? She said, yes, I like the building. He said, okay, as long as you admitted to me that you like the building, this building is yours. Because I consider you as my mother. you're going to have this building, no matter what. Yes. And up to now, he stayed my friend. Yes. He stayed my friend. It's just that for this occasion, his name slipped in my mind. I did not get to let him know about these events. So when we came in contact with Miss Rebecca, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, through Father Bob or Ohio City, Father Bob, when she came over, she saw the building. There was no door. It was bad off. Yes, but she put her neck on the line that she's going to help us, and she did it. She did it. That's the reason why I refer to her as the foundation of what we're building on. Because she did everything, every paperwork, every office that we were supposed to go to. At the time, I was working for the city of Cleveland. And I was working with a boss that was not giving me no chance at all. So Rebecca has to do things that at times I'm supposed to be doing. So she did everything for us. She was our eagle. And the contractor we had at the time, Rebecca saw that. Rebecca could see things that we could not see, since we were not from this, we came from Africa. And she decided that she's going to talk to Miss Nikki Evan, and so that she can get some help. It was on a Sunday, and it was an unusual call from Rebecca. She says, "Hey, Siba, I would like for you to meet a group Monday, if you are willing to do so." I said, "There's no problem." I hesitated a little bit, thinking about my job with my good friend boss that I was dealing with. I said, "Fine." I said, "I will do it." I said, "We'll meet on Monday." And that's how we got introduced to the business advisor of Cleveland. And since then, up to today, we are with them, and I believe, and we want to be part of them forever. Yes. Thank you.
Want to say anything? You can talk.
Say something small.
He said everything?
Yeah, he said everything. Okay. The only thing I will tell you is to tell you thank you. Thank you, thank you, and thank you. We are so proud of you. Our dream become true. Your thank you. Thank you, our mom Rebecca. Thank you. Thank you. Your honor, your thank you for everything what you're doing for us. That one I have to tell you. Your thank you.
Okay. So, if you can allow me 2 minutes, I have another story. This is regarding Father Bob. Father Bob, he had been there for us from the beginning. When I first met him, and I met him through a friend, a co-worker, and he told me about Father Bob, and I decided, okay, he said, go and see him. Because he saw some of the fabric, the garment that I made. He said, but if Father Bob see this, he's going to like it. Go and see Father Bob. I said, okay. I said, I'll go and find him. So I called Father Bob. I had an appointment with him. I went and talked with him. I went and met him. And I took my work to him. And at that point, Father Bob said, look, man, you brought this to me, but I don't have money. I don't have money to buy it. I said, okay. I said, fine. I did not bring it to you to buy. It's an offer. I just brought this to you as a gift. He said, okay. He said, I will take it. So from that instant, our relationship with Father Bob started from that moment until his last day. Even down to his last day, he persuaded his family for us to be with him until the last minute. And during that hard period, Father Bob still have this vision in his mind. He continued to call people to persuade them to help us. He continued to have meetings to help us. And my last one will be Mr. Tom Fraser. Right after Father Bob's death, right after he passed away, we went through some difficult problem. Our bill was so high. When we first opened up the place, I didn't know we had 2 meters on the building. Because from the get-go, my electrician kept telling me we're going to combine all the meters to 1 instead of having 2 meters. And we called people from CPP. When they came over, they said, okay, we're going to do that for you. We'll combine the 2 meters. Then one day, we found ourselves with a bill that was over $11,000. Yes, over $11,000. I said, but how are we going to pay this? So I tried to persuade them that, but how come we're going to incur $11,000 bill on electricity uses? They said, well, that is your bill. If you think you only have 1 meter at your location, allow us to disconnect the other meter. I said, no, don't do that. So I decided, when I talked to them, they were not accepting what I was telling them. So I decided to talk to one of their managers. And he took my call. I persuaded him. He said, okay, I will talk to them, and I will ask them to put you on a special payment plan, which he did. And while we were on the payment plan, all of a sudden one day they sent us a bill that if you guys don't pay tomorrow, we're going to disconnect all the line. And this happened right after Father Bob passed away. And luckily for me, I don't know where my angel came from. When I looked, he was standing in the store. To God in heaven, he was standing in the store. He said, what is the problem here? He said, do you have any issue? After our grading, he asked me, do you have any issue? I said, yes. I said, I have an issue. So I explained the whole thing to him, what was happening. He said, Siba, get in the car, let's go. Take the bill with you. We got in the car. We went straight to CPP, the building center where, bill I usually pay. When we got there, luckily for me, we went to the same lady I went to before to pay this bill. As soon as the lady saw Mr. Tom, he said, oh, you're the new owner now, you finished buying the building? Yeah, that's what she said. Mr. Tom said, no. We want to keep this place open, so I'm here to pay the bill. So Mr. Tom Fraser stood right there and paid the bill down to $0. Wow. Thank Mr. Tom. Thank Rebecca. Thank John, and thank Miss Cathy. Miss Cathy accepted her in your house, and like I told her, I will call you Mama Cathy. Yes. Thank to everybody, and thank you, for the award.
That was wonderful.
Thank you.
That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
to
you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Wow. So how exciting has today been? Let's have a big hand for our clients and all our clients. Thank you very much. Thank you. And Siva, thank you very much. We are honored. We are honored, and we feel most fortunate to collaborate with such wonderful clients. Trust me, we get as much or more out of these great relationships as our clients do. You could feel that emotion today. You could see that in the room today when our sponsors talked and spoke and when our clients spoke. As our clients learn and grow, we learn and grow as well. Congratulations to each of these awardees. I'd like to thank the awards committee for their hard work and diligence in the selection process and recognize Dick Bennett and John Kern. We would not be here today without this great awards committee. More importantly, I'd like to thank all the BAC counselors and mentors that I referenced, our client champions who have worked so diligently with Lawrence, Stacy, Ari, Kalu, and Siba. Thank you. A special thanks to our executive director, Grace Ann Bourne, for her terrific work in planning this awards luncheon. We so value and appreciate your leadership. Thank you, Grace Ann. On behalf of Business Advisors of Cleveland, to all our members and guests, thank you for joining us today and for this opportunity to recognize our very worthy award winners. Thank you also for your wonderful commitment to promoting and helping Cleveland small businesses. Our award winners will remain here for a while, so please take this opportunity to speak with them. And thank you for participating in this great program. Enjoy the rest of your day. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.